everybody, it's Holly Love, and today we are local lovin' on ASAP of Utah, which is Avian Sanctuary and Protection. I'm here with Richard Nowak, my good friend. Richard, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. We're having a gorgeous time with the birds today.
We are. It is such a beautiful day, and all of the birds are being so good, especially this guy who really wants to be on camera. Richard, you've been doing this a really long time. Tell me how you got your start in all of this fun stuff.
Well, I've had birds since I was 6 years old. And years ago, I worked at a local aviary. People would bring in birds. Some of them would be retained as wildlife and brought to rehabbers. Others were just sent out the door. You know, birds like ducks and geese and chickens and pheasants and of course parrots. Didn't have a place at the aviary, so we decided we had to start a rescue just for birds.
Yeah, so was this one of the first here in Utah?
It is the first exclusively only bird rescues.
Okay, got it. Now, a 501c3 ranking is a really hard one to get. I know that for a fact, and I know you have to really meet some stringent stipulations in order to do it. It speaks highly of what kind of an operation you run here. You guys are willing to take any injured birds, any birds that have been abandoned from all different types, right? You have everything here.
Well, there are a lot that we do take. There are some that we don't, so we cannot accept owls or hawks or any of the raptor family, or any of the high priority birds like cranes or pelicans, or birds that are not native but are still considered wild. Most people bring us pigeons, and pigeons are also considered wild.
We met you because at the studio, we found 3 birds that had been attacked by a predator, and so the mom had run off, and then we ended up finding another bird that we figured was dropped by a predator because it was a black bird that was not very native to where we are at and our studio is located, but you were willing to take them and help feed them, and it's a lot of work for you. I mean, you have everything from swans to geese to ducks to a beautiful
We have a
peacock over there who we're going to talk to in a second. But you have people bring in birds like this one right here who has an interesting story.
Many of the parrots are abandoned because they are an immense amount of care. A few of them have come here because they outlived their owners.
Oh, wow.
Parrots can live a very long time.
Wow.
So some of your large ones can live up to 100 years.
Oh my goodness.
So the lady that left this bird with her brother moved to Florida. And the brother did not know the bird's name. So it reminded me of that song about the horse in the desert. So consequently, she's red. We named her Desi.
So now all of these birds here are adoptable for special people out there who think they could handle some birds that might have some issues along the way. Obviously, you have a screening process, but what if someone is interested in adopting one of these birds? What do they need to do?
Well, first they need to come down and meet the birds. So actually with the parrots, we're more concerned that the parrot likes his new owner. So money is not an issue with the birds. So a few interviews, you get to play with the bird. We'll sit out in the yards and see how the bird interacts with his new adoptable home. And at that point, there's some paperwork to fill out and a few fees to cover the cost of care and medical for the bird. And at that point, then you can own a brand new parrot.
Yeah, that's awesome. And tell me about donating here, because you guys run on 100% volunteer efforts and donations. So how do people donate and how do people volunteer?
Well, we have a website. It's asaputah.org. And at that website, you can find a volunteer page, and there is a phone number. So you come down and sign up, and we'll schedule in days that you can come help. So you can come help feed the peacocks or sort produce, or even babysit the parrots. So the parrots have to be out each day to make sure they don't get in trouble while they're out in the yard playing in the sprinklers or in the water. So as far as donations, our website also has a donate button on each page, so that you can send us a donation of what amount that you would like, and you can leave a note of where you'd like that money designated. So some of the money we need for medical, for birds that come in hurt. Others we need money for the different types of feed for the parrots. And other donations actually help with our education program.
Because you get to go to schools a lot, right?
We do, yes. We take our birds out to senior centers, to schools. Anybody who would like us to come and visit, we'll bring a variety of birds. We'll bring our turkey, we'll bring a peacock, we'll bring parrots. We talk about a variety of different curriculums about how to care for birds, how to protect birds in our environment. We do also curriculums about wildlife and the hazards that a lot of birds run into here in our city area. So many birds can be attacked by cats, hit by cars, run into windows, eat things on the ground that are not food, or become intoxicated with with things that they shouldn't be eating.
You have a lot of medical bills and you have a lot of medicines that you provide. I know last time we came to visit Richard, when we brought our little blackbird in, you had just taken care of a chicken that had been attacked by a dog and had to do extensive work and extensive medicine, and all of those bills add up and all of the time that it takes for you to do all of those things. And so tell me about all of the medical bills and all of the things that are required for you to be able to keep going.
Well, we do have a stock of sutures and splints and types of local medications that we keep on hand, but when birds have complications beyond our abilities here, we do have a veterinarian. We'll take him, if we need x-rays, we get x-rays, and they're about $100 per shot, so that's quite an expense to check for different types of broken bones.
Yeah.
Or foreign objects. Birds have been known to eat screws or pieces of metal, and those will show up well on an x-ray.
This time of year, there's a lot of baby birds that either the nest gets broken or abandoned by the mom. People find them on the ground because they've fallen out of the nest. So now what if people out there, they do find a bird or they need to bring a bird in? What's the best way to go about it?
Well, they should call us first, because this time of year there's many fledglings on the ground, and fledgling is just a young bird that can't fly yet. So many people may think that they're injured, and they're actually not. And they should stay with the family, so they should stay with their parents. So if the bird has an obvious injury or it looks like it's been abandoned by its parents, then you should call us and we'll identify what type of bird you have to see if it can be brought here, because some of the birds that are found we can't have here, and there are other rehabbers that we can connect you with.
Okay, and then they can bring in the bird, obviously, after they have a chance to talk with you and work it all out.
That's correct.
And
yes.
you'll help out. You're like just everyone's bird savior here at the
We are, yes. We're here to
ASAP.
help birds. That's our purpose here.
Well, Richard, I appreciate your time so much. We're going to have a chance to chat with some volunteers and go look at some birds as well. Thank you so much for all you do for our community and for the birds and for the ones that get left behind and otherwise wouldn't get taken care of. You do a phenomenal job, and your facility here is top-notch.
That's great. Thank you, Holly.
All right, I am joined by Andrew Shea and Petey the Peacock and our beautiful Moluccan cockatiel. And Andrew, how long have you worked here at ASAP?
I've been here about 7 months. I started in the beginning of December and been here since.
Tell me about your interest in birds and what brought you here.
Well, I've always had an interest in animals, but I've got a little bit more for birds, and came and did some community service here. Decided to come back and take a less stressful job than what I was doing, and so far it's been working out for me.
I am joined with a group of volunteers who come here every Monday, Jen, Cole, and Chase. Now, Jen, you were telling me that this started because of your oldest here. Tell me about how you found this place and how it all came to be.
My son has always been interested in birds, and we have a membership at the aviary downtown. And I don't know, I saw a news program online just talking about this place, and we thought, well, maybe they'll take a 14-year-old, and I said, sure, as long as you come too.
Yeah. So you got yourself a volunteer job along with him, right? Yep. And the little brother got roped in too. Yeah. So Chase, tell me about your interest in birds and how that came to be.
I've always liked birds. I've liked birds since I was yay big.
Because you're so old now. I mean, this goes way back, obviously.
Yeah. I like to bird watch. I bird watch with the Audubon a lot.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, we're going on a bird count on Wednesday, actually.
Nice. So tell me about volunteering here. What kinds of fun things you get to do?
What I mostly do here is we clean out the crates, we pick up their poop, and every once in a while I get to hold some birds. It's just really cool to interact with them every Monday.
Now, this one was imprinted to humans as a baby, so that's why he's so nice, basically. And he goes on the road with you guys. You guys get to take him to schools and do educational tours with this bird.
Yes, he goes and does our adoption events and to senior centers. Pretty enjoyable to be able to do that with the community and take these guys out there and get the awareness out.
Cole, what do you think? You got drug into this too?
Yeah.
Do you like the birds?
Yeah, I do.
What's your favorite bird here?
Probably one of the golden macaw.
Golden macaw. How about you, Chase? Do you have a favorite bird here?
I like them all.
You like them all. How important are volunteers? You mentioned that you started out by volunteering here. What does it mean to you to have people show up here every day to help out?
It means a lot. People want to come and help out with us and do this, help these birds, and because sometimes it can get overwhelming with all the birds and some of this stuff, daily stuff doesn't get done. But when a volunteer comes in, that frees up my time or Richard's time, and then they can help do this lighter duty stuff, and we can go ahead and keep doing our more complicated stuff when we do have volunteers.
I love that he wants to have a conversation with our microphone. I feel like you have something to say. What do you have to say about all of this? Now, Jen, as a mom, how cool, because volunteering here, like you said, it's not glamorous. It's a lot of work. And in fact, when we were getting ready to do the interview today, he said we need some time in the morning to be able to clean up. So I know you've had a lot of work this morning that you've done, but seeing your sons come here every Monday, what's that been like for you?
I love it. I love that they want to give of themselves to the community and to these gorgeous birds to help. I love it.
Yeah, it is really cool. I think the volunteer effort is the coolest part about being here and seeing people that come in. And basically, if you have somewhat of a schedule you can give, like you guys come every Monday, it makes it really easy for Richard to then figure out his needs beyond that. And then you kind of get a pattern going, and you can choose what you like to do. And like you said, hang out with the birds that you have your most interest in. And I love all the noise and all the fun that's happening here. So how have you not ended up with a bird at your house, or do you have one?
We have 2 little parakeets that he's trying to train, and seeds everywhere, feathers everywhere, but it's been fun.
That's very cool. Well, you guys, thank you so much for taking a minute to chat with me, and thanks for coming every Monday. And Chase, I'm going to watch for you, and we're gonna talk down the road, I think, and follow up with all of your birding that you're going to be doing.
Okay.
And we'll see what Cole ends up doing. I think he's going to get sucked into the love at some point. All right, you guys, thank you so much. Before we go, be sure and log on to ASAP Utah Avian Sanctuary and Protection. If you would like to volunteer, log on to their volunteer page on their website and check it out, because what a great opportunity to bring your kids and to, like you said, serve your community and also work with some great animals and get a chance to learn about nature and give of your time. I think there's nothing cooler than the volunteers that come here. So check that out if you'd be interested, and don't go anywhere, because we'll be right back with more birds on Talk 365 TV right after this.